Welcome to the G.N.A podcast, Games, Nerds, and Alcohol, where we sit back, drink Guinness, and talk shit about Top Gun. I'm joined tonight by the good, the evil, the ugly, the everything, the Zyber. How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. At least you didn't say the hearing impaired.
Jesus fucking Christ, you can't do that, man. I told you can't do that shit. God damn it. Asshole. So anyway, Zyber came down to visit, and it's been a ball. I've had a great time.
Absolutely.
We've gotten a chance. We've went saw Top Gun. We've hit some museums.
Yep.
Had a chill barbecue out back. Just been a good time. Been a good time just chilling out. Haven't drank nearly as much, but honestly, we've had so much food. I don't even think we could pile that much more alcohol down in us.
No. I mean, Guinness isn't as heavy as we used to think it is, but still, don't want to pile on too much.
Oh yeah. Well, obviously you heard. That's what we're drinking tonight. We're both drinking some Guinness, some nice, cool Guinness. Not the nitro coffees. We skipped the nitro coffee ones because those are... I don't know about those. Those are... I don't know about those.
I don't either. I didn't really care for them.
But this is just straight Guinness out of the can. Very decent. Very yummy. Smooth. Nice, easy drink. Like...
Yep.
It's not like it's there. You got that burnt flavor, but it's not like over the top. I don't know. It's easy to drink. Oh. So, state of games. What have we been playing for the last week, or we pontificate on how we feel games are. So, man, what is your state of games?
Well, I've been doing a lot of Pokemon, trying to finish out those, I guess, remakes, you'll call them, for Diamond and Pearl. And Phasmophobia, or...
Phasmophobia. Whatever the hell it is, yeah.
But that's pretty much been it.
Well, I can definitely agree on the Phasmophobia. Been playing that. And you know what? Like, I was talking to Wolfman about this the other day. Or actually, sorry. I was just talking to Wolfman about this today. And I agree with him on some set. And it actually kind of, like, sparked me to want to go and do, like, a ghost haunt. Like, go and actually go to a building, go there overnight and do a ghost haunt and check shit out. But he made a good point, because like I skipped this game. I don't know about you, but I skipped this game for a long time because it got so much hype behind it.
I didn't even hear about it until he mentioned it on the Discord, or whoever mentioned it on the Discord.
Yeah, and I saw it. I watched people play it, and I was like, all right. And there was just so much hype around it that I was like, oh god, I'm not jumping on that bandwagon because I don't like to be that guy. But so I don't know. I don't remember how it came back into my feed, but I saw it, and I remember Josh of all trades would play it.
Yeah.
Proxy Fox, I think, played it. It was just one of those. Not to say that they're not downplaying those guys. Like, if you wanted to play it, you played it. Whatever. I don't like to jump on the bandwagon. But I saw it, and I was like, all right, well, maybe it's time to try this thing out. Oh no, I know who it was. It's Admiral Oreo.
Okay, yeah.
Admiral Oreo in one of my other chats had said something about Phasmophobia and said if I wanted to try it out, he had people that played and he'd jump in and play. And so I explicitly said, if I get this game, are you going to play it with me? Because I've had those things before where somebody's like, you got to play this. I get the game and then I never play with it. It's like, oh, that sucks. So he says, yeah, I'm going to play. I was like, okay. Yeah. So I picked it up. I actually played my first game with him. And it was like playing it, I don't know, in my opinion, playing it with people who've played it a bunch of times beforehand is cool. It's fun, but it's kind of like they already know all the stuff that they have to do to get the objectives done. So they just go and they get it done and they get out.
Right. It's like how you talk about things like Terraria. You're playing with people that already have everything, try to give you everything.
Exactly.
And you just want to learn it on the same level that they started out on learning it.
Yeah. So it's really fun to play with people who are kind of like on that same level of the gameplay as you.
Right.
So like it was actually funny because I jumped in and I started playing with the Spirit Box. And Spirit Box, for anybody who doesn't know, it's a little like it's a scanner basically. It's a wavelength scanner that just goes back like the same scanner you get to scan for like cop signals and stuff like that.
Right. And it only stays on the frequency for like 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah. So it just bounces back and forth. And what you do is you talk into it or you ask questions. And that's the coolest part about Phasmophobia is that it does voice recognition. So you talk into it and you'll get a response back. Well, when I first played with Admiral Oreo, he's like, yeah, you just ask questions like, who are you? And, stuff like that. And just really basic stuff. So I went, all right. So I walked in and I said, who are you? And I didn't hear anything. So I said, where are you? And it said, and like I get a voice that goes, look behind you. So of course I'm sitting there standing straight forward going, I'm not turning around. And then I went, what do you want? And the next thing I hear it say is death. So I literally proceed to walk out. I open the door. I walk out past Admiral Oreo. Like, where are you going? I was like, I'm good for now. I'm going to go wait out in the van. I'm going to watch some cameras and stuff. You just tell me everything's good, all right? I'm going to go that way. He was just dumbfounded on why I was just like bolting out of there. I was terrified. Like, that game nailed some cool parts about just like scaring the crap out of you. What else have I been playing? So Phasmophobia. Oh, I finally beat Metroid Dread. Actually, we're up in Fredericksburg. I beat Metroid Dread finally. That was good. Good ending. I liked it. It didn't expect so many phases out of the last boss, but good fun. What else have I been playing? Oh, V Rising. I jumped on that early last week. No, it wasn't even early last week. It was early the week before. It was released the 17th, and I think I picked it up the 18th, and I started playing. Yeah. And I caught it in, like, I started playing just before all the hype and everything really jumped around. I'm like, well, all right, I guess I'm already playing it, so I can't back out now because I'm hype avoiding. But, so I played that. That's fun. It's like a Blood Omen Legacy of Kain crossed with Diablo, crossed with, like, a little bit of castle building or base building. Yep. It's cool. It's fun.
It's like Torchlight elements.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's actually, I didn't even think Torchlight, but you're absolutely right. Torchlight is definitely an influence there. Yeah, that's fun. That was a good entertaining time. But what we really got to talk about, Top Gun.
Oh, not Morbuis?
Well, we can talk about Morbius. We got to talk about Top Gun, too.
All right.
We saw Top Gun. But let's go to Morbius first. All right. So you saw Morbius.
Yes.
I saw Morbius.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure you've heard and read the reviews on what people think of Morbius.
Yep.
So what was your take?
My take on it was a nice interpretation. There were things that I didn't quite track. Like the way that they went about the origins and everything.
What?
Of like how he became what he became. I don't remember that as a kid. Like, for myself, I remember as he was trying to save his friend became that thing and his friend infected him. Okay. For some reason, that's how I remember Morbius.
Okay.
And then, like, the whole Spider-Verse filtered in through it. But the movie, I definitely want to give it another watch. Because I feel like I might have missed some things. And there were things where I was hoping, because some of the stuff in the press stuff for it, talking about Spider-Man, how they removed a lot of the references to Spider-Man out of the movie.
Well, that's when they pulled Morbius from being in the MCU completely. Yep. Yeah.
But they still had certain characters show up at the end. I don't want to spoil it.
Yep.
But they had someone show up at the end, and it was like, oh, okay. why wasn't that in something else? And
that spoiler, that like they spent so much time trying to keep it out of the MCU and then putting that in, which gives it a direct tie to the MCU now.
Yeah.
Like, it may not be in the same dimension, like the same, like Prime or whatever,
right.
But it's definitely in the universe, in the multiverse.
Right, but they did that with Doctor Strange, and they did that with No Way Home.
Yep.
They pulled things in from other universes, and they did that with, that was Strange, but yeah, I mean, Xavier.
Oh.
You know, being pulled in from early X-Men movies. Patrick Stewart Xavier.
Yeah. Patrick Stewart. Yeah, you're talking about Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bit of a nerd boner moment for me,
right?
in Doctor Strange.
Like when they said, "Oh wait, we have something on the line." So, oh wait, one more person coming. And then you see that yellow freaking hover.
That golden chair, and you hear the da-na-na-na-na-na in the background. Yep. Yeah.
It was like,
yeah, that got me going.
But like all this BS that studios and the higher ups that own these studios and other studios getting into those feuds of now we don't want you using our characters. And taking away a lot of a movie that could go much further than it already has.
I definitely agree with you.
I'm trying not to spoil things.
I'm trying. Yeah, I feel you. I'm trying.
It's still relatively new, so it's like I'm probably not making much sense to anyone that hears this.
Well, it's out on direct. It's out on video. It's on demand now. So I mean, like. Honestly, I think we could talk a little bit more openly about it without pissing too many people off. But, I mean, just be prepared. We might let a spoiler slip. But I 100% agree with you with that. There was definitely, watching the movie, you can see where they cut. You can feel where they cut stuff out. The things that I definitely liked about the movie. I actually felt that this take was a better modern adaptation than a lot of the other movies that have been made. Like them modernizing this. There were several MCU, like Thor, they did okay modernizing there. I mean, Tony Stark was always like superior technology, so like that was really easy. Like Spider-Man, like that was one big thing where Peter Parker was really the one who took the pictures of Spider-Man and sold them to J. Jonah Jameson. Well, they couldn't have made that soul. Like, they couldn't have made that stick. That's my phone. That's my pocket. They couldn't have made that stick, so they just obliterated it. Like, they just literally took it completely out of the picture. And he wasn't selling them whatsoever. Like, and J. Jonah Jameson was doing like a podcast or something. Yeah. That's another thing. Like with the Venom movies, like how they didn't have that grudge between Parker, and Brock, as well as the symbiote Parker and Spider-Man. Well, and that's the thing is that like with Venom, the whole thing that made Venom was that he was originally bonded to Peter Parker, was forced away, got with Brock. Brock hated Spider-Man. Now the symbiote hated Parker because he kicked him out. And like, but they just skipped past all that and just went, I'm now the lethal protector. And it's like, you eat people. How are you the lethal protector? Like that doesn't jive. That doesn't stick in my brain.
I mean, if they're going to do anything with, like, say, the Venom franchise and have it San Francisco based, I would have gone to the Mace arc.
The Mace arc, what was that?
It's where they first get to San Francisco and Venom and Brock are like, all right, this is my city. And they go through and they have their first run with the hero stick. And
that was the Venom one. That was the Venom cover that had like that red holographic in the background. Like,
I believe so. Yeah.
I think I know that. I think I know that arc then, or at least I think I remember. I remember the cover. I don't remember the actual arc itself.
They went straight to the symbiote invasion, pretty much.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. That was, in the movies, they did?
Yeah. It was Venom and then all the other symbiotes.
Oh my god. I literally, I must have really not liked Venom then because I don't remember any of that.
I thought it was ridiculous because it's like, okay, you're going way past anything leading up to Venom being a hero. You're just, okay, juvenile, misunderstood, freaking symbiote.
I do remember that.
That was an outcast. He was weak, whatever. It was definitely a different universe for Venom.
Well, back to Morbius for just a second. So the things that I liked about it was that, as I said, the modernization of it, the way that they used that they modern.
I do like that.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the way that they made the modern world fit in there, but made it still feel like that early 90s feel at the same time. So I really liked that. One of the things I really enjoyed, and people probably hate this, but it's one of the things that I liked about it because there's so many movies out there that they get so dark.
Yeah.
And you're trying to watch them and you're sitting there going, you're playing with the gamma on your TV. You're like, God, I can't see anything that's happening. What's going on? And you jack it up and just realize that,
I had that issue with the latest Batman, the Batman.
Yes. I loved the Batman, but I hated all those dark scenes.
Yeah.
It was just such a pain in the ass.
Yep.
But anyway, so the one thing I liked about Morbius, or one of the things I liked about Morbius, was that all those dark scenes, they were still well lit. So they did like the old school where they made everything like blue or whatever, just to make it so you could see what was happening in the scene and not make it like that true dark. Right,
like when the friend came and stole the serum.
Yeah. Like that was a dark scene, but you could see everything that happened.
I mean, Morbius was having his withdrawal, his blood withdrawal.
No, I thought it was, I liked that. I honestly thought the CG of the face changing was pretty spot on.
Nice.
Okay. Let me clarify when I say spot on. It felt comic bookish.
Yes.
That felt comic bookish.
Right.
And I liked it.
I like that. With SimCity, how they made it very comic book style cinematically.
Yes.
I like that. I like the feel that had. And yes, some of the scenes in Morbius were like that. Like when he would jump, the streamers.
Yep. And also, remember,
even though it made me think of Infamous.
Yes, yeah, dude, you can't unsee that. Once you realize it looked like Infamous, once you see those Infamous trails by, you're like, oh crap.
And then it jumped to Infamous 2 with Violet when he was like, okay, I'm wearing the basically Morbius suit.
Yeah. Which I actually liked the Morbius outfit at the end, where he shifted into,
where he's in that purple.
Yeah, it was more like a suit, but that's what he wore. That, and I thought that was cool. There was something else that was in there. Oh, one thing to note is that they really tried to keep it this movie could have been easily made rated R.
Yeah,
but they kept it PG-13, and it was okay. There were some scenes where Morbius rips the throat out of somebody. Yep. There would be a lot of blood there. And there wasn't any. It's
like in the hallway with the nurse.
Yes.
When the friend came in and killed that nurse.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, sorry. There would have been a ton more blood. There would be spray all over the walls. Exactly. And that was a really white hallway.
Yeah. And there were a couple scenes, when they're on the boat, there would have been, they did the blood splatter on the screen and stuff. And they masked it by just making the blood black. They did it that way to try to,
they did dark blood.
Yeah, to dehumanize it, which is fine. I'm okay with that. But there would have been way more blood. And that's probably one of my biggest gripes with the movie is that they could have made it bloodier,
right?
But still kept it fairly tame. But yeah, so like the Matt Smith playing the villain.
Yep.
I loved Matt Smith playing the villain. He played the madman with the box.
The thing, though, is once he got into that suit and he wasn't in, like, sickly hospital clothes, I was like, is the doctor in?
Right. Like, he was playing the madman with the box.
Yeah.
He really was. He was nailing that madman with a box. No, it was a fun movie. It definitely wasn't the best comic book movie.
No.
However, I'm a Morbius fan. Like,
yeah, one of my first comics was Morbius.
Yeah, I'm a Morbius fanboy. I want Midnight Suns so bad. Like, I am gnawing at the bit for Midnight Suns.
Yeah.
Like, there are a couple...
like, at the end, I kind of was like, okay, now, where's Renegade? Where's Ghost Rider?
Right.
And,
yeah. Where's Johnny Blaze with the Hellfire shotgun? Yep. No, they have to be moving towards a Midnight Suns. They just have to be. Like, I know I've been reading rumors left and right. They're saying they're doing it. But they're just rumors, but they've got it.
Right.
They have to.
If they do, and they go into it as a series, I want the dude that played Daredevil in the series.
Oh, yeah, Cox.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want him to do his bits in there when they dealt with Daredevil in the comic.
And I would even be like, what I would want to see, this is my pie in the sky. I would love to see Nicolas Cage come back as Blaze, but not as Ghost Rider Blaze, as Johnny Blaze. And I want him to get some no-name person to play Danny Ketch.
So not the Shield Ketch.
Not the Shield Ketch. Danny Ketch from the Ghost Rider series, where he was Johnny Blaze's long-lost brother.
Okay.
But somebody no-name, somebody that just, like what they did with Tom Holland. Where Tom Holland walked in and he backflipped into the place, blew their socks off. I want somebody to come in and just be like, yeah, I'm Ghost Rider. Like, I'm Ghost Rider. I just want somebody no name come in and I want to see. Okay. Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider is pretty funny in spots. Like, the combat in Ghost Rider was pretty lame.
Yeah, some of the facial expressions were pretty lame too.
But overall...
And the transformation.
I thought the transformation where his flesh was like, okay, yeah, him freaking out like that was pretty comical.
Yeah.
But if you throw it on mute and watch it, it was actually a pretty badass transformation. Like, the flesh dripping off was pretty cool.
And what was it, the second one where, they're in the quarry and he turns the crane into Hellride?
Oh, I don't remember that. I didn't see the second one.
That was freaking hilarious.
Oh,
it was like, what are you guys doing?
Now I gotta watch the second one. Like, the first one I made it through. I don't know if I could take a second one. Can't we just pretend that the Five Nights with Nicolas Cage movie was Ghost Rider 2?
Sure.
Because, I mean, he played a pretty damn badass Cage there.
Yep.
Oh, but, so, I don't know. I wouldn't give Morbius the shit that it's been getting. Like, I don't think it's like an 18. Like it's got on Rotten Tomato for the critics. Is it a 10 out of 10?
No way. If I were to rate it on RT, I would give it a 52.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe to be generous, a 56.
Yeah, I would put it in the mid to high 50s if I was going to do percentage range. It definitely isn't the best movie. As far as like vampire Marvel movies go, I think the original Blade still knocks it out of the park. I love the original Blade. Yep. The new guy that's going to play Blade has got a lot to live up to, but Wesley Snipes already said that this guy's got it. So if Snipes is saying he's got it, I'm immediately going in and giving this guy a chance.
Hopefully this guy pays his taxes.
Yeah, hopefully. But yeah, like the original Blade movie, like that opening scene for Blade, like everybody remembers that opening scene for Blade. Like that boom 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 that song going and just Friggin' Wesley Snipes going full ham on just every vamp in that room, just going full ham. It was just awesome.
What's his name there? Sam, he played Whistler.
Yeah. Not Sam Fisher. That's not going to work.
Nope. I can't remember his name, but I think they should have had him as the old-time Ghost Rider, the Immortal.
I could have seen him easily being that guy. But I like the guy.
Was he?
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
No.
The guy who was, though, I thought played a pretty good old man Ghost Rider, or the Wild West Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Where the hell is that guy's name, though? Like, where is that? I'm looking for it. It's killing me. Chris Christopherson.
Oh, okay. Then it was Sam. All right. Never mind. It was. I got that mixed up then.
Yeah, Chris Christopherson. And I thought he played a great Whistler. But the guy you're talking about is Sam Elliott.
Yes, Sam Elliott. Yep.
And he played a fantastic Cowboy Ghost Rider or Wild West Ghost Rider, whatever you want.
I got it wrong. I for some reason I thought Sam Elliott was Whistler. I always mix that up. I don't know why.
Well, I can see him. Like I can, in my mind's eye, see the two of them. Like,
I mean, he plays a good cowboy and a good biker.
He does.
Type, so
he does. Well, I mean, really, a cowboy is just an old school biker.
True.
That's all he.
I mean, they both hop on a saddle and go really fast.
Exactly. Just one shovels shit, one doesn't. Well, I guess technically
one shovels shit, one gets a lot of shit.
Touche. No, Sam Elliott, I thought, did a fantastic job. Like and did you ever read the what was it, Ghost Rider 1692 or whatever the hell it was? It was where you saw the Wild West Ghost Rider.
I saw some of that. I got a book at home. A friend that I used to work with gave me. It was one of those compilations of a run.
Yeah.
That was about the Wild West Ghost Rider. I can't remember what it's called, though.
I don't know. I just remember my first introduction to Ghost Rider was Ghost Rider Rides Again.
Okay.
It was like a 6 or 8 issue retelling of a bunch of the Ghost Rider stories. And it was good. It was fun. It was 80s. It was campy. It was just all the right things. That was probably my first entry into comic books, actually, because I remember I bought the first one at Neil's News. And I didn't know that they were reprints of old stories.
Yeah.
So I just saw issue 1, Ghost Rider Rides Again, and I went, "Oh man, issue 1, I can get, my kid brain, I can get on the ground floor, get the first issue." I thought it would be worth something someday. It's not. It's not. Yep. It's barely worth the paper it's printed on. Yep. However, I have a copy of those Ghost Rider Rides Again, and I love those things. Like I actually, I think I'm going to pull those things out and reread them again. Because I've had them tucked away for so long, and I haven't done anything with them. I really should bring them out and reread them. Because they were fun stories. It starts off, way back at the beginning where Johnny Blaze makes that pact with Mephisto. Yeah. And then it tells over 6 arcs, different stories, ending with him getting rid of the spirit of vengeance. But yeah, those are good stuff.
Yeah. My first comic books that got me into comics was a Morbuis, a Rom, and a Thor comic.
Rom!
Yep.
Oh, man, I had so many Rom comics.
Yeah. The thing that pissed me off was back when I got them, I didn't know how to store them properly. So from that time till when I moved in with the wife the first time, and I was going through all that stuff, I was saying to myself at that time, okay, I'm going to get back into comic books. I'm going to do this, that, going through, changing out everything, redoing a lot of the backboards, checking on them and everything. Those 3 comics, air crisped. Oh. So the second I flipped it open and started pulling it out with the backboard, dust.
Oh man, there's nothing more disheartening than like you get that comic and you're just so excited to just touch it again.
Yep.
Oh, and it just starts to flake. Oh, that's burns.
Yeah.
Well, Morbius. What else can we say about Morbius? Is there anything else to say about Morbius?
I wouldn't discount it. I would give it a watch. Make up your own mind before you start listening to critics.
Yeah, I agree with that. Make up your own mind. It's a decent movie. It's a fun. I thought the action in it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I thought the sound was actually. I thought the sound in it was really good.
Right, and I've grown to be able to appreciate a lot of these movies now, all because of something that you've said.
See, what was that?
Go into the movies in the mindset that it is a different universe. It's not the universe of the comics you read. It might be similar in some cases, but it's a different universe.
Wait, I said that?
Yep.
Man, that's some Yoda level shit right there. Well, I can't argue with that because
it was back during the X-Men movies.
You know, I can honestly hear myself saying that because I remember watching those X-Men movies and I loved X-Men. I still love X-Men.
Yep.
And I remember watching those movies and I want to say it was either my brother or even my brother's friend just ragging on it so hardcore.
Yep.
And I just remember Hugh Jackman as friggin' Wolverine.
Yeah.
And him doing that one thing where he runs in and Cyclops goes, wait, how do I know it's really you? And Wolverine's like, you're a dick. And then Cyclops just like, okay. And like, that whole scene right there was just, that is literally Wolverine and Cyclops.
Yep.
In 30 seconds. Like, that was literally their relationship.
Yeah.
No, I told, yeah.
Yeah, and that's just my 2 cents on it. Go into it, give it a chance, but be in the mindset. It's a different universe.
Yeah. Yeah, like a lot of the reviews I read where people were ragging on it that's nowhere near the comics. And I like the adaptation that they did. As I said, they modernized it, and I think they did a pretty good job of modernizing what would happen with it.
Absolutely.
Like they still, like the one thing that, and here's one of the things that I really liked that I was just thinking about, and I remembered, but I forgot that I remembered that I forgot that I remembered. Morbius, Dr. Morbius.
Yeah.
He wasn't like, what's the best way? Like he wasn't Doctor Strange.
Right.
He wasn't an arrogant doctor just saving lives.
Yep.
He was literally just trying to save a life.
Yep.
And he was not a good guy about it. Like he wasn't trying to win a Nobel Prize.
Right.
He didn't win a Nobel Prize. Like he didn't like, I like how they just made it he didn't want the Nobel Prize in the movie.
Yep.
But he wasn't a good guy. Like, it's like the Punisher. The Punisher is not a good guy.
Right.
He does things that end up being for the good, but he's not a good guy.
Yep.
And that was Dr. Morbius. And I liked how they touched that in the beginning of this movie where he wasn't a good guy. He was just desperate to find a cure.
Right.
He wasn't a great person. And he wasn't, like, the altruism came much later when, you know, people started dying. He realized what he did had this effect. Yep. And that altruism started coming out. But at the beginning, he wasn't a good guy. Now, to go into the things that I didn't like about the movie, like, the whole beginning part of the movie, the whole first act, felt really rushed to me.
Yeah.
Like,
how much is on the cutting room floor?
Yeah. Like, there's got to be a lot there. Like, that had to be in a 2.5-hour movie, and they cut it down hardcore. Because it that whole first act was just insanely rushed. Like, there was it just felt like there was supposed to be so much more there. So that was a gripe of mine. What was the other gripe I had? I forgot what it was now. Like the whole friend bringing a blood pack into prison.
Right.
You know, when obviously he he knew pretty quickly in that conversation that Morbuis did not, like, he didn't want
Right.
whatever was happening. And he didn't want anybody else to deal with it either.
Yep.
And knowing that walking in there, you know, like, even when he was talking to him, he's like, you know, you can't have the cure. You can't have it. Like, even there, why walk in there and hand him a way out?
Right.
Why not just let him sit there and rot? Because he's eventually going to run out of blood and just, that's it, he's done. So there was little parts like that I did like. And there's probably more. I definitely want to give it another watch. Because I always watch the movie the first time to enjoy it. And then the second time I watch it tear it apart. Except for The Thing. I think I've watched that at least 50 times, and I still can't find things wrong with it yet. But another movie. Top Gun. Maverick.
Yes.
Okay. We went and saw it Saturday in the theater.
Yep. Got a shitty rum and coke.
Oh my god, that rum and coke was terrible.
Yes, it was.
Oh my god. I drank mine. I did not enjoy drinking mine.
I didn't enjoy drinking mine. I'm glad I had that Dr. Pepper sitting right next to me.
Yeah.
Because I had to chase it. I had to take a sip.
Yeah, it was like Nephew's overproof rum. Like that the rum that you drink when you have no other rum to drink, but you want to get drunk, so you drink that rum. That rum.
To me, it was like the rum that you squeeze out of the boards of a bad rum.
Oh yeah. Or that rum that's spilled into the beer mat and then you just clean the beer mat out of. Ugh. Yeah, that rum and coke was terrible. But the movie was good.
Yes. The movie was fabulous. I actually really enjoyed it. I would definitely say anyone that talks shit about it really wasn't really paying attention to the movie.
I could see that. I could also I could also see people, because like if you try to strictly compare it to, let's say, the original Top Gun,
right?
It's not the original Top Gun.
No, it's not.
It's not. And if you try to compare it to like a newer style action movie, it's not. It's really, I mean, it labels much more as an adventure to me than it does an action movie. I mean, there's a lot of great action in it, don't get me wrong.
There was. There's not enough runway. Just a hint, people. Sometimes there's not enough runway.
Sometimes there's just not enough runway. No, there were things like that. Like that whole ending act right there. That's probably my, like, okay, it's downright cool how that went down.
Yeah.
Like the whole, watch out, you got some of that in your mouth.
Yep.
The whole,
thank you.
The whole sneaking behind enemy lines.
Wasn't too much. Better than a fly getting it.
True. Yeah, then you have to yell them to spit out. At least you can wring your shirt out.
Right? I can suck on my shirt.
But yeah, that whole last act, or last part of the act, like, on paper, I think it's cool. I like the idea. It's just one of those, like, it gave great... All right. Big spoiler time. If you do not want this to be spoiled for you, stop listening now.
Or just mute.
Or mute. But you're probably going to want to stop listening for the remainder of the show, to be honest. That spot where he goes into that F-14. Like, that old school F-14.
Yep.
I loved the idea of getting into that old school cockpit and them, like, just showing, like, literally the inside of it, like, the troubles of the old school. Like, modern avionics now, everything is computerized. Everything's done by a switch. There's no human factor.
Yep.
That he was having to go back there. He's like, well, try the relay for this. Try the relay for that. And he's like, yeah.
The nav guy having to fiddle around with a fuse panel.
Exactly. It reminded me so much of, like, Star Wars, where Chewie was working on the Millennium Falcon as they're trying to fly away. Like, absolutely. It was that. It was that right there.
I see that. I get it.
There's Chewie sitting there like, oh. But that whole scene...
But Chewie was just...
That's all he was doing was, he was just ripping shit apart. But the thing that I thought was really cool was they showed, because they were fighting up against those 5th gen fighters.
Right.
And he's in an F-14, and they're all looking at him like they didn't shoot him down right away, but they showed how like he sucker punched the one.
Yep.
And then he used it to take the missile that was fired at him. Like, that was, like, in my mind says that shouldn't work. Physically, should not work. However, it was badass to watch.
I mean, I don't know if it would actually work, but to me, it seems that it would be somewhat plausible.
I could go with plausible. Like, in my mind, disbelief was suspended enough to make me enjoy that scene.
Absolutely.
And, like, I was screaming. I don't remember. I was screaming during part of that.
Yep. I loved in that whole thing before that went down. What does that mean? I don't fucking know. With the hand signs,
yeah, they pull up next to him. What's that mean? I don't know. What's that one mean? Still don't know. I think this would have gone better if you knew those hand signals. Yep. Oh yeah, that was fantastic. And one of the things I really loved, it was in the original Top Gun, Maverick was an ace. Like, he was the best pilot. And then when he goes to instruct all the new Top Gun graduates, the people that they brought back, like, he wipes the floor with them.
Absolutely.
Literally wipes the floor. And it was just like, it was wild because I liked how they kept that mythos around him, that he's still this badass pilot.
And the whole thing of, like, all right, getting these kids ready to do their thing, and, John Hamm's character, I can't remember what his call sign was, but, yeah, like, being that no you're not guy, it's my way or the highway, to where they're like, look, you got 2 weeks, you got to figure this shit out. And then, like, even more of a time crunch, and with that song that Hangman was doing, brought back memories of Maverick and Hangman's dad.
No, you're thinking of not Hangman. It was Goose. It was Rooster. Rooster.
That's it. Yeah. That whole thing, and he was like, ugh. And then next morning he steals a plane and runs it in like record time.
Oh yeah, where there was, because the guy was like, yeah, you can't, like, you're not teaching him how to do this, so now get out.
Yep.
I don't think it goes into, but I would love to have been, like, I think they should have shown him stealing that plane.
Yeah.
Like, him physically, like, them walking up and be like, hey, I'm going to take that plane. And then be like, are you off to go? And he's like, yeah, sure. They're just like, well, hey, he's captain, whatever, go. I would have loved to see how that interaction went.
Or, like, just bring back, like, he did it, like, at the air base at the end of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, there was some great spots. There was some really, really great dogfighting.
Yep. Like that bedroom scene. That was some great dogfighting. And then he drops down out of the window, like...
Oh my god, the daughter's there?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was hilarious. That was fantastic. Like,
just don't hurt her.
Yeah, don't hurt her again. Then she just walks off and it's like, okay.
That oh shit moment.
Yeah, there were some really great, those F-18s that they had, like, it was just awesome. The one where Maverick sacrifices himself for Rooster, and you just like see him, they've got the planes, he pulls back, does his little brake maneuver.
Yep.
And then lights off the flares so that Rooster could get away. Like, that was a badass move. Like, that was full-on badassery right there. Again, physics in my mind says that shouldn't work. But was still badass to see on screen.
That's why I need to get that flight simulator.
Yeah, man.
Air Force style. See if you actually do it.
Yeah, I'll test that shit out. I think it's a little bit different if you get the G's pulling on you while you're doing it, though. Like there's one thing to do it when you're just sitting in your sitting in the comfort of your own home, but when you got six G's pulling you.
Here's what we do: we buy an abandoned supermarket, set up a centrifugal force machine, and build our cockpit in there.
So actually, that's one thing that I wanted to mention that I don't know if you noticed, but did you notice their breathing while they were flying?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That was an attention to detail right there that literally blew my mind. That
Right.
They literally spent that much time because the way they were breathing, they were doing the and they're like, it's a very specific style of breathing.
Right. Like
keep yourself
when Maverick
conscious.
was proving that it could be done sub like a minute or
2:15.
2:15. Everybody else, they were doing their breathing the way that they thought they should. Then Maverick does it and he's doing that.
Yeah.
And he gets to like sub Mach 10.
Yeah, he would. No, that was in the plane.
Or
That was in the
not
plane.
sub. Yeah. He got
He got sub 215.
9. Yeah.
It was 2:14 and 20 or
Yeah,
something like
and
that.
like pulling over 9 G.
No, he pulled 10 Gs
10
out of the
yeah,
thing.
yep.
Yeah, that's where he did. He pulled 10 Gs coming out.
Yeah.
He bent the A-frame, or bent the frame on the plane, because they actually barked on it. They're like, yeah, so you just took a multi-million-dollar aircraft, and that'll never fly again.
Right. What about that stealth one? That multi-billion-dollar.
Yeah, the one that he blew up in the beginning.
Yeah. And he just strolls into the restaurant like...
It just points the water. Thank you.
Where am I?
Earth. That was beautiful.
Right.
That was a great way to start it. And then he still had that Kawasaki.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap. He must, like, I think you said it. He must have had that thing stuck in his actual garage somewhere.
Probably.
Because I could, like, that Kawasaki was brought out of mothballs for it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, verdict. If you had to give it a same scoring method as Morbuis, where would you put it?
I would give it, honestly, probably 90, low 90s.
You know what? I actually absolutely agree with you. I feel that this was definitely a low 90s, 92 area. Like, if I was going to try to be more specific, definitely low 90s movie. Yep. Worth a watch.
Yeah.
100% worth a watch.
It felt like the movie felt like it was a redemption film for, like, Maverick's character to Rooster.
Yeah, for Goose.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let alone, I'm sorry, I actually, was head over heels for you for, what's her name there?
Penny.
Penny, yeah. It felt like that kind of thing, like, okay, if I come back now, after this, I'll settle down with you.
Yeah, it was a nice closure for a lot of different characters. I love how they brought Iceman back.
Oh yeah, absolutely, that was great.
And I liked how they worked in his actual, his Val Kilmer's actual illness into the movie.
Yep. And then, like, I'm not crying, you're crying.
Yeah, there was that. Like, that was that whole scene where they go and talk, like, they're actually together. That was such an emotional scene.
Yeah.
Like, and I think I even said to you at somewhere around there, like, okay, look, if I'm crying, don't make fun of me.
Yeah, you did.
Because I was like...
And I said, I'm not crying, you're crying.
Yeah, it was one of those really, like... And I could just imagine what it was like on set for that right there. For them to get to... Like, just for that scene right there. I can just imagine how it would be. And I mean, again, spoiler, if you're still listening, you knew it was coming. That they had Iceman die.
Right.
I thought was a great closure for that character because he was an admiral. Like he was all the way up there.
He was pulling for
Maverick. Yeah, like he was helping Maverick the entire time, and he was even showing like that whole thing in the original Top Gun where they were just heads butting against each other, and then at the end you saw them shake hands and actually like become friends. To see that friendship kept going and that he kept looking out for him was just really awesome.
Right. And especially, I would think that Iceman was the one pulling the strings of him not being promoted to Admiral.
Maybe.
Keeping him as captain because, well, he liked to fly.
Yeah.
He didn't want to not fly.
Yeah, he didn't want to be
he
a
even
desk.
stated that when he was asked, you could be an Admiral by now. Why are you still a captain?
Yeah, he said, because I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Yep.
Yeah, there was some... Yeah, there were some great scenes. I think it had just enough nostalgia in it to, like, pay proper homage to the original movie. I think there was, like, I'm such a sucker for dogfighting and for fighter jets. And I'm just, like, okay. When that F-14 extended its wings on the ground.
Yep.
My nipples got hard, man. Like, I'm dead. Like, my nipples got hard because that's an old piece of machinery, and that they gave it such respect, and like, even though they just said Maverick's like the best dogfighter in the world, basically. Yeah. Even in an F-14 against 5th gen fighters, he was able to take his own. He was able to drop 2. I mean, that's impressive. But that they paid that much homage to the F-14. Yep. And the F-14 really was it was a leaky piece of machinery, but it was an impressive piece of machinery too.
I mean, it definitely could do basically a dead launch, but it took more than just a lot of skill.
It took a lot of luck
and very tight bowels.
Yes. Yeah, compression pants.
Yep.
That's what we're talking there. Compression pants.
Or at least astronaut diapers.
No, but I definitely, if you haven't watched it, it's 100% worth a watch. Go check it out. I say, while you're at it, go give Morbuis a chance. And yeah, I don't know. Any last words on it?
Top Gun, well, give it a go. I mean, regardless of it being a movie that's getting very, very good press right now, I would say definitely give it a watch. Make your own opinion, just like any other movie. Sure, a paper or a website or a person can say one thing to try and sway into something, but hey, if you're already going to go watch it, make up your own mind on how you feel about it. I don't like being told by third party, hey, this movie's shit, when they don't know what I like.
Yeah. Like, I'm all good. I'm okay with somebody saying their opinion is whatever movie's shit. I'm fine with that.
Right. But leave it at that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of those things of, it's kind of like, I'm going to say this. We try to stay away from it. It's like religion.
Right.
I don't care what your religion is. You're Catholic, Buddhist, Confucius, friggin' Hindu. I don't care what your religion is. As long as you don't try to make me part of your religion. As long as you say, I don't have to do it. Like, if you say, I don't eat meat because my religion doesn't let me. Cool. Don't eat meat.
That's fine.
If you say,
I got celery in the fridge.
Yeah, if you say, I shouldn't eat meat because your religion doesn't let me. Well, that's a different story.
Right.
So that's the same. That's the same way. Like, you don't like a movie? Cool. All right. You don't like a movie. Don't keep, that's fine. Don't try to make me not like it.
Exactly.
Because you don't like it.
Definitely make your own opinion.
Yeah. Definitely. 100%. 100%. And if you are a Morbius fan, I think you'll enjoy Morbius if you haven't seen it already.
But definitely go into Morbius as it's in a different universe. Because if you go into it thinking, oh, it's going to be like, what was it? One where, like, Morbius going after those clock people. I can't remember the run off the top of my head, but yeah, if you're expecting a certain run, don't.
Yeah. I don't go in expecting a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. Yep. Expect a Sony movie. Expect a Venom, a Blade, something along those lines.
Yep. A Maguire.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, like a Sam Raimi Spider-Man, yeah. Well, on that note, where can people find you at, man?
You can find me palling around on the G.N.A. Discord or occasionally on my Twitter. I don't check it as much as usual because I'm not really streaming much these days. Other than that, you can check me out on my Instagram, which is Zyberblood or Cyber Rides. Either or will bring you to the same thing. I've had so many tag changes for it, but just type in that Zyberblood and you should be able to find me.
Nice. And I'm Cecil Xavier, your host. You can find me on Cecil vs. Games on Twitch, Cecil Xavier everywhere else. Ustream, Mixer. Oh, no, there's no more Mixer. Ustream. Crap, where's everywhere else? Discord, Steam, PlayStation, Xbox. Pretty much like everywhere. Like, if I'm not someplace, let me know. I'll jump there as well. We hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe in your favorite podcast app. Reviews help people find the show, so if you enjoy listening to us, let other people know. You can find us on Podcast Addict, Player FM, Spreaker, MyTuner, Your Listen, Google Play Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio, like pretty much everywhere. If we're not someplace, let us know. We'll go there where we upload anywhere.
Yeah, like you said, that new Boston site, Podcac.
Podcac. Yeah, we're at Podcac too. Go there. We upload everywhere. Now, okay, sorry to like break from the closing. I came down, I was talking to the Boston accent, and Lex goes, "Man, you sound like Shadow Fox." And I'm like, "You realize he got that accent from me because I kept making it in the warehouse, right?" She's like, "Yeah, you sound like Shadow Fox." I'm like, "Son of a bitch, he stole my damn accent." Anyway, so Humble Bundle. Humble Bundle is a game purchasing service with a twist. You buy games, but you also donate to charity at the same time. G.N.A. Podcast is partnered with them. So just put that question partner equals G.N.A. Podcast, partner equals G.N.A. Podcast. My God. At the end of your link, and it'll let them know we sent you there. Put any sliders for us all the way down to 0. We don't want anything. We just want to know that we sent you there. So do that. That's cool. We have a website, www.gnapodcast.com, where we have links to our Discord, to articles, which is pretty much just Microbrew's site. And then every link to every single one of our episodes if you wanted to listen to them. And for some reason, wherever you're listening to them, they don't have all of them backlogged. And there we have all the episodes up there from when Gravemind was running it to all the way through when I took over and beyond. So anyway, thanks for joining me tonight, man.
Absolutely, brother.
It was a good time. Had some Guinness, talked some movies. Yep. I like it.
It was a great time visiting too.
Yeah, man. I'm really I was super stoked when you said you were coming down. You got here. I kept like trying to think of everything we could possibly do, but not be like too overbearing. Where we're like, oh, we're doing something every single day. But I'm pleased with what we got to do. Like,
yeah, same here.
I'm happy that we got to the Tractor Museum, and I know it sounds so lame.
That was awesome. I loved it.
But that Tractor Museum is like one of my favorite museums in the area. And I'm glad you got to the Edgar Allan Poe. I'm sorry I didn't get to get there.
I enjoyed it. I treated your dad to it.
Oh, well, that was awesome. That was very kind of you.
He's trying to pay me back by trying to find somewhere to take me for a pint.
Oh, man. Well, you have a good night, man.
Absolutely, brother.
Well, we're going to have a good night because we're going to continue off and watch movies or play games or something.
Probably.
So, bitching. All right. Have a good night, everyone.